one day. In retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Men are more mortal than they think and far more immortal than they can imagine. Public self is a conditioned construct of the inner psychological self. Children are completely egoistic. They feel their needs intensely and strive ruthlessly to satisfy them. We are what we are because we have been what we have been, and what is needed for solving the problems of human life and motives is not moral estimates but more knowledge. A man should not strive to eliminate his complexes but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what directs his conduct in the world. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not rude. Be kind, but not weak. Be bold, but not bully. Be thoughtful, but not lazy. Be humble, but not timid. Be proud, but not arrogant. Have humor, but without folly. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. Great decisions in the realm of thought and momentous discoveries and solutions of problems are only possible to an individual working in solitude. The more the fruits of knowledge become accessible to men, the more widespread is the decline of religious belief. Just as a cautious businessman avoids investing all his capital in one concern, so wisdom would probably admonish us also not to anticipate all our happiness from one quarter alone. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. The tendency to aggression is an innate, independent, instinctual disposition in man. Broken bar, it constitutes the powerful obstacle to culture. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer, despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is what does a woman want? Illusions commend themselves to us because they save us pain and allow us to enjoy pleasure instead. We must, therefore, accept it without complaint when they sometimes collide with a bit of reality against which they are dashed to pieces. Flowers are restful to look at, they have neither emotions nor conflicts. The goal towards which the pleasure principle impels us, say of becoming happy, is not attainable. Yet we may not cannot give up the efforts to come nearer to realization of it by some means or other. Obviously one must hold oneself responsible for the evil impulses of one's dreams. In what other way can one deal with them, unless the content of the dream rightly understood is inspired by alien spirits? It is part of my own being. He that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep his secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. The more perfect a person is on the outside, the more demons they have on the inside. Instinct of love toward an object demands a mastery to obtain it, and if a person feels they can't control the object or feel threatened by it, they act negatively toward it. It goes without saying that a civilization which leaves so large a number of its participants unsatisfied and drives them into revolt neither has nor deserves the prospect of a lasting existence. The conscious mind may be compared to a fountain playing in the sun and falling back into the great subterranean pool of subconscious from which it rises. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. We believe that civilization has been created under the pressure of the exigencies of life at the cost of satisfaction of the instincts. Analysis does not set out to make pathological reactions impossible, but to give the patient's ego freedom to decide one way or another. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Human beings are funny. They long to be with the person they love but refuse to admit openly. Some are afraid to show even the slightest sign of affection because of fear that their feelings may not be recognized, or even worse, returned. But one thing about human beings puzzles me the most is their conscious effort to be connected with the object of their affection even if it kills them slowly within. Life, as we find it, is too hard for us. It brings us too many pains, disappointments and impossible tasks. In order to bear it, we cannot dispense with palliative measures. A broken bar. There are perhaps 3 such measures: powerful deflections, which cause us to make light of our misery; substitutive satisfactions, which diminish it; and intoxicating substances, which make us insensible to it.